Hey there, guys. It is Friday, January 10th, 2020. Time for our January collection. So, later this afternoon at 1 p.m. Eastern, you will be able to purchase your favorites over at lulamaydesign.etsy.com. But I'm going to go ahead now and give you a little bit of information about the crystal healing properties of each piece. We're doing this a little bit differently this time. I thought it would be both simpler for me because I'm losing my light here, but also it would be fun to show you the inspiration for these pieces while I'm showing you the piece. So the inspiration came from our trip out west. We are in California now, trying to get a little warmth in the middle of winter, but we have traveled across from New York over to Wisconsin, down through Missouri and Arkansas, straight across through Oklahoma, through Texas, New Mexico, Arizona, and now we're in California. And through all of that nature, all of those landscapes, all of those national parks and national forests and crystal mining and sage wild harvesting and all the things that we've been doing, I've been so inspired that when I started to create this collection, just these totally new color palettes were coming to me. And I was really seeing the way that minty green sage plays with the orange of the red rock cliffs, and just all of these different color palettes we don't get on the East Coast. So I hope you guys enjoy these pieces. I hope you that the healing properties really resonate with you and that you find them just really pretty as well. So I'm going to go ahead and get to the crystal properties for you, but before we do that, I want to make sure that you heard the word about the new way we're doing launch day. And in a nutshell, I'll provide a link below if you want to read the entire email that I sent out about this, but in a super nutshell, I now have just started what we're calling a collector's club. So for all the people from 2019 who purchased 12 pieces or more, it just kind of suddenly occurred to me at the end of the year, oh my goodness, I have collectors for my jewelry, which is such a treat, such an honor, such a blessing. And I wanted to give a special thanks to all of those people who are just supporting me and my creative process and just allowing me to be along on their journey too every month. So all of my collectors and anyone who is in my Patreon group gets first dibs starting this month. You're going to be able to choose which piece you want the Friday morning and let me know. There's a specific post in the Patreon Facebook group. So if you need more details about that, if you are a Patreon member or would like to become one, or if you are one of my collectors, then you can go to the Facebook group. I'll leave all of the links below that you need and go ahead and pick your very favorites. This will be posting Friday morning, so you should be able to watch this before picking as well. All right, guys, I'll see you on the flip side. So I figure I've got to start off by telling you first about our two clear quartz point necklaces. These clear quartz points were mined by me in Mount Ida, Arkansas. This was such a fun process. It was harder than I thought it would be, the whole hike up the mountain to get to this mine that's been reclaimed so that you can go there and see what crystals were left after they stopped using that mine. It was a lot harder to find them. We found some giant chunks that we couldn't really get to, but we found a whole bunch of very, very pristine, small quartz points that are just going to be perfect for jewelry. So I used my favorite two for this collection. And so you'll get to see here a photo of both of those and a little bit behind the scenes of what it was like digging for the crystals on Mount Ida. To tell you a little bit about this piece, both of them are truly one-of-a-kind clear quartz pendants crafted from brilliantly clear quartz points that were sustainably hand-mined, cleaned, and polished by me. I've got a video coming up on that soon, so make sure you're subscribed so that you get the notification for that. With these clear quartz necklaces, you can embrace clarity. Anytime you need a clear answer or a definitive direction, this necklace will bring you the focused vision you need. Wear all day or grab whenever you meditate and enjoy the benefits of wisdom and insight that come with true clarity. The affirmation is, I see the path clearly before me. I know the next steps on the way to my dreams. I see the path clearly before me. I know the next steps on the way to my dreams. And as you see, I have one that is wrapped in silver, just the pendant itself, and you can choose the length of chain. And the other one I wrapped in brass, put on a gold chain with some moonstone embellishments. Both are truly delightful. The pictures can't do them justice. I can't wait for you to see these in person. Now, this was our first trip out west, and we were really excited to see the desert, to see all of the changing landscape. But I'll tell you one thing that surprised me was how much I missed the greenery, the giant pine trees that we have on the East Coast. And the day that we got up to the Grand Canyon was such a relief after having been in the Arizona desert to be able to see these giant pines, the snow on the pines, and it was just absolutely gorgeous. So I totally have a much higher appreciation now for the natural beauty of the forest that I was so used to in the East Coast. As much as in awe as I am of the desert, I still love the feeling of being surrounded by green. So that inspired these next two pieces. First, I'll tell you about the necklace. Shift into this new decade with our moss agate and rose quartz necklace. Reconnect with your heart. Feel yourself centered in love and the beauty of nature. Embrace your dreams and rise to your full potential. The affirmation: life is simple and full of joy when I tune into nature and align with my highest self. Life is simple and full of joy when I tune into nature and align with my highest self. And our earrings, same basic pairing, but instead of the rose quartz, we've done 2 peach moonstones just for that beautiful touch right at the top of the earrings. Same affirmation here: life is simple and full of joy when I tune into nature and align with my highest self. These earrings I created to pair, obviously, with the beautiful moss quartz necklace, but it would also be gorgeous with the moss quartz teardrop necklace from the December collection that's still available. So make sure you take a look at that too. That would be an absolute match of a pairing. If you follow me on social media, you know that probably my favorite place that we've been so far on this trip was Petrified National Forest. I have never been so surprised and in awe of these different forms of nature as I was as we drove down this road, and every turn you took there was a new color, a new type of landscape. Some of them had cactuses, some had grass, some had nothing, just the red rock, and then all of a sudden you were in this part that had these giant purple hills, almost like natural pyramids. And I started to tear up. It was so beautiful. But I had to, when we left there, I had to go find some petrified wood pendants because I was just so in love with the park, but also the amazing concept of wood being buried under silt, flooded with silicon-rich water, and then having them over time be fossilized, be replaced by quartz and agate and all of these different minerals. So let me read a tiny bit to you about both of these pieces. So our petrified wood earrings, these beautiful one-of-a-kind earrings feature petrified wood pendants wrapped in brass and accented with amber and chrysocolla beads. As I was saying before, petrified wood is technically a fossil, formed when the tree is buried by sediment and flooded with silica-rich groundwater. Impurities such as iron, manganese, copper, and lithium present in the wood during the fossilizing process lead to the brilliant and varied colors of these unusual gemstones. Similarly, amber is actually fossilized tree sap. Both of these fossil gems are grounding and protecting with overall physical health benefits. Paired with chrysocola's rejuvenation and mind-body-spirit connection, you've got one very healing combo to start your new year and decade. For our necklace, we've paired the petrified wood,
pendant with the cleansing, rejuvenating, and energizing power of chrysocolla, garnet, carnelian, tourmaline, and mukate jasper. The affirmation for both pieces: my mind, body, and spirit are strong and resilient. I have the power to do incredible things. My mind, body, and spirit are strong and resilient. I have the power to do incredible things. Another absolutely amazing phenomenon that we got to see on our travels was these gorgeous sunsets as we were driving straight west through Oklahoma. For I think almost 2 hours one night, we got to watch the sunset because we were driving straight into it, and these long open plains with nothing to get in the way of that color. And that is the inspiration for the Skies Above necklace. This necklace starts with Sunstone. You get that gorgeous peach glow of a sunset, and then accented with sapphire and moonstone. For this piece, embrace the power of sun, moon, and sky. Your dreams and goals are just down the road, so it's time to step forward and enjoy the journey. Keep your head high, your eyes on the prize, and your heart full of hope and joy. Sunstone, moonstone, and sapphire will help you maintain your positive momentum as you get closer to your goal each day. The affirmation: my eyes are on the prize. I step forward with a heart full of hope and joy. My eyes are on the prize. I step forward with a heart full of hope and joy. And speaking of amazing natural phenomena, I cannot forget to mention the Grand Canyon. So the Grand Canyon, Palo Duro Canyon, the Red Rock Formations in Sedona, all of these gorgeous, gorgeous rock forms that have become what they are over millions of years. It's just so awe-inspiring. And each one of those, the colors of each of those rocks reminded me so much of this aragonite crystal that I had found a few months ago and just now seemed perfect now that I had seen all of these beautiful red rock formations. This aragonite pendant is perfect for embracing this new decade and all the opportunities ahead of you. Aragonite helps you let go of the past, release stuck emotions, and embrace a new chapter in life. The affirmation: I release the past, I embrace the present, I am ready for an abundant future. I release the past, I embrace the present, I am ready for an abundant future. And this pendant, again, you can choose what length of silver chain you would prefer. Now, having seen all of these red rock formations, I was struck with this color palette that I had just never seen in real life, in reality, without, seeing on TV or pictures. These giant orange formations, the cacti and the succulents spread out in front of them in these cool, almost minty green tones. And somehow, as I was beginning to make this collection, just this color palette really stuck out to me. It's not one I ever would have thought to use before, but it became our Rutilated quartz necklace. And the beautiful thing about this necklace is that I'm most inspired by, and you'll see the photo here, but the red rocks of Sedona, Cathedral Rock, with all of these green succulents in the foreground of all these photos I took. And the beautiful thing about Sedona is that it's really known for these energy vortexes. And I have a video coming out on that as well soon. But it makes perfect sense that this color palette would be the inspiration for our positive energy necklace. So raise your vibration and get in touch with your highest self with our positive energy necklace. Colorless quartz with golden yellow inclusions are known as Rutilated quartz. This less common variety shares many properties with citrine, such as energizing, raising vibration, and providing relief from depression. In addition, Rutilated quartz is often used for spiritual connection work, such as scrying and channeling. I've wrapped this golden tone pendant in copper and paired it with other positive vibration crystals to boost the vibes even higher. The affirmation: I am surrounded by high vibrations. I resonate with positive energy. I embrace joy. I am surrounded by high vibrations. I resonate with positive energy. I embrace joy. The same color palette of the bright orange and the subtle greens inspired this next necklace as well as our jade pendant necklace. I actually got this piece of jade in Sedona, so I thought it would be perfect for this color palette. Jade is one of the most loved gems in the world, and it's easy to see why. It's known for its protective energy, as well as its ability to attract abundance. The soft green stone has been worn as a talisman by millions throughout time. Jade is a long-term partner for your life. It helps you see with wisdom and take action on your goals in a way that brings you years of success. Citrine attracts financial abundance, carnelian gets you motivated, and tiger eye helps you stick to your goals. Emerald brings you the wisdom to use your abundance wisely. Our affirmation for this good fortune piece is I am a magnet for love, joy, and abundance. I work with the energy of the universe to turn my dreams into reality. I am a magnet for love, joy, and abundance. I work with the energy of the universe to bring my dreams into reality. Now, this whole time that we were traveling, we were headed for California and what we assumed would be a warm, sunny coastline. Funny enough, we've barely seen the coastline because we've been spending some time in the mountains, but on the way there, we did see some of the most beautiful blue skies and the most brooding clouds and wispy clouds and big puffy clouds and all sorts of beautiful skies. And so that is what has inspired our next piece, our blue quartz necklace. So whether it's skies or whether it's waves, you can always be calmed by blue. Hear the calming murmur of waves lapping against the shore. Look out on deep blue and turquoise waves with their sparkling white peaks. This soothing energy is infused into this blue quartz pendant, helping you feel balanced and calm no matter where or when. The affirmation, I am calm, I am content, I am at peace. I am calm, I am content, I am at peace. And one note for this little pendant, you can again choose your length of chain. I've had this stone for so long, a few years, that I don't remember exactly what is creating the blue color. So I'm calling it just blue quartz because that is what it is, but I believe that it's probably chrysocolla and azurite that are causing the color, but I don't know that 100% sure to label it as such. So you get the general blue healing properties. I do know all of that of healing the throat chakra, balancing emotions, and bringing peace and calm. And speaking of beautiful blues, our next up are these silicon carbide earrings and necklace. These are really deep, moody blues with this whole rainbow of sparkles. They're such an incredible crystal. I was just absolutely drawn to them in a shop in Flagstaff, Arizona. I had to have them. I didn't know much about the crystal. And the funny thing is, I'm not usually drawn to the man-made crystals, but this one just reminded me so much of those black skies with the stars sparkling, and you can really only see when you're in a dark park or way out in the middle of nature with nothing around you, no light pollution anywhere. And although I don't have photos of that because we didn't do any long-term exposure photography yet this trip, I've got a nice sunset sky for you there. But essentially, if the moon is almost new, you can see so many stars out here, and it's absolutely amazing. So a little bit about these crystals and how they're made and all of their healing properties. Embrace your creativity and feel the same awe and inspiration you experience when looking up at a sky full of stars, planets, and faraway galaxies. This silicon carbide caught my eye in Flagstaff, Arizona, reminding me so much of the dark nights and twinkling stars we've camped under in so many national forests. This deep blue shimmering crystal is created from the fusion of silicon and carbon atoms. All except a few rare examples are man-made, although this combination occurs in plenitude out in space. What a fitting place for this star-like gem. The affirmation, I am in tune with nature and with my own power. I am a creator of beautiful things. I am in tune with nature and with my own power. I am a creator of beautiful things. Now, this whole trip, we've been headed towards California, towards these warm, sunny days, what we hoped would be a tropical climate. And while it's still been cooler than we wanted, it definitely is tropical out here. You get the palm trees and you get all these tropical plants, including one of my very favorites, the bird of paradise flower. I took so many photos of this when we got to LA that I'm sure people thought I was crazy taking photos of these plants just on the street corners, but they're so beautiful. And that flower directly influenced the palette for this next necklace. This iolite pendant with its carnelian and sapphire accents. Here's a bit about this piece. Now is your moment. Today is the day. The Inspired Action Necklace helps you take your creative inspirations and ground them in passion and determination. With the help of iolite, carnelian, and sapphire, you absolutely can bring your dreams into reality. The affirmation, I am ready, I take inspired action, and my inspirations become reality. I am ready, I take inspired action, and my inspirations become reality. The beautiful thing about iolite is that it helps you to connect with higher realms and connects you to inspiration, but it also helps you with determination and endurance to get to the practical action, to get to the goal. So connecting that with the carnelian and sapphire just makes a one big giant boost for your inspired action to bring those dreams into reality. And our final piece comes to you from an inspiration from Christmas Eve. So our Love Energy necklace, with all of its deep reds and pinks, was totally inspired by walking down the streets of LA. It's Christmas Eve. Not exactly feeling homesick, but just feeling like what a weird thing to be in the middle of the tropics for Christmas instead of in the snow in New York. And walking down the street, I saw next to a school, there was this whole row of rose bushes. And that to me was just such a beautiful moment. I stopped, I smelled the roses, I took their photos. And it was just so lovely to see this delicate flower that I'm used to seeing in the summertime in the East, and seeing it growing in December and growing in the state or the city I've never been to. It just seemed like a reminder to me that love is everywhere, nature is everywhere, and that I was loved and that I was joyful, and that was all that mattered on Christmas Eve. So this Love Energy necklace brings healing and support for the heart chakra and grounding and hope for the root chakra. If your word for 2020 is love, then this is the piece for you. Love yourself, love others, and open your heart to receive all the love you desire and deserve. The affirmation, I choose love, I believe in love, I manifest love. I choose love, I believe in love, I manifest love. And we've paired garnet with pink tourmaline, sunstone, and rose quartz in this piece. That is a little bit about every single piece from this collection. I will also be adding into the shop some sage bundles that were wild harvested by me in California. I've just made those. They're just dry enough to add to the shop, so those will also go in with this collection. I've added a photo here so you can get an idea of the sizing, but that would be a perfect addition to any of your crystals from this collection or any of your crystals you have at home. I'll put a link below in the description so that you can watch my video on how to sage cleanse yourself, your home, and your crystals in case you haven't seen that yet. Alrighty, and that concludes all of our pieces for our January Visions of Nature collection.
All right, so I hope that you had some favorites in there, some pieces that really spoke to you. If you have any questions, feel free to send me a message or just leave a comment below. And if there is a piece that has disappeared, someone claimed it, and you're watching this back and you just love that piece, all of these were one of a kind. Some of them I do have similar crystals that we could create something for you. And if not, because I travel so often, I like to look for specific crystals for customs for some of my collectors. So if you saw a piece that you want, or if you've even got an idea in your head of something you would like but you don't see it in the shop, always feel free to reach out to me and let me know. And when I find that crystal, then I give you a shout and we'll make a special piece for you. All right, guys, love you very much. Make sure to give a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video, if you learned something, if you found a fun piece, and leave me a comment with any questions. Like and subscribe, and hit that bell so you know the next time that I put out a video. All right, guys, until next time, love and blessings.